Hello, my name is Louis Manderson and I will be presenting some of the exceptions to copyright infringement. Under the Copyright Act, the rights of copyright owners are not unrestricted. They are subject to consideration of what is a fair and reasonable use. Sections 70, 72 and 73 relate specifically to certain cases of copyright infringement. Although there does not exist much judicial explanation of these provisions, the legislative operation is as follows. Section 70 relates directly to when an artistic work is included in television broadcasts. It provides an exception to copyright infringement if the reproduction is solely for the inclusion of the work in a television broadcast. For example, this would be relevant if there was a painting in the background of a shot in a Jimmy Fallon segment. Subsection 1 specifies that it is not an infringement to make a film or recording of the work for the purposes of the broadcast. Therefore, Jimmy Fallon does not necessarily have to be live. It can be filmed and broadcasted at a later date. Subsection 3 details if the filmmaker and TV broadcaster are not the same person, the broadcaster must pay the owner of the copyright an amount they agree or as stated by the Copyright Tribunal. Subsection 5 provides that the film that has been made for the broadcast must be destroyed or transferred to the National Archives of Australia. Moving next to Section 72, which is concerned with instances of infringement by authors who no longer have the copyright ownership on their own works. Subsection 1 explains artists who reproduce parts of an artistic work of which they were the author will not infringe copyright in that earlier work so long as the main design of the earlier work is not repeated. Subsection 2 further clarifies, an artist who assigns away copyright will still be able to continue pursuing their creative line of development and may use molds, casts and other utensils made for the purposes of the earlier work. This means that if Jimmy Fallon no longer had the copyright to a painting he created, Jimmy could still paint a new piece so long as it did not repeat the main design. Finally, Section 73 creates a copyright infringement exception to buildings. Where copyright protection exists in a building or the architectural drawings and plans of that building, the copyright is not infringed by a reconstruction of that building. Although not common practice, this gives the freedom to the public to recreate buildings that are already in existence without infringing copyright protection. These provisions are additional exceptions to copyright infringement that add to the more common fair dealings exceptions. Although these sections have a narrow application, they are critical in a copyright dispute.